Now at 6:30, residents of a senior living facility without power for days. We are live with how the community is trying to help.
And speaking of no power, we are starting off muggy, but those temperatures warming on up into the 90s with the humidity causing a feels-like temps in the upper 90s.
And from medication to spoiled food, KHOU 11 has you covered. What you need to know as the lights start to come back on and recovery continues. KHOU 11 Morning News starts now. Starting your morning with a live look outside over Galveston on this Sunday, May 19th. A bit of a gloomy start to your Sunday morning. Good morning and thanks for waking up with us. I'm Marcelino Benito here with meteorologist Chris Ramirez. Chris, heat and humidity made a comeback yesterday, and unfortunately, it's only going to get hotter.
That is true. We are expecting that increase in humidity as we head into the next few days. But looking at those currents right now, we are starting off in the 70s for the most part across southeast Texas. 72 out at Rice Military, 71 in East End, 71 out at Bush Airport, and temperatures are in the upper 60s in some locations, especially out in the Conroe area. But as we look at those winds are calm right now, but we're going to have a bit of a breeze today that's going to give us some relief. We're also dealing with some patchy dense fog in some locations, especially towards the southwest of the Houston area. So just keep in mind that we are still dealing with foggy conditions for this morning, but also keep in mind that we are dealing with an unhealthy air quality level for today, and that's all thanks to that ozone. So today, an unhealthy ozone levels expected across Harris, Galveston counties, but as we expect to go into the rest of our day, we are expecting those highs to top out in the 90s eventually. So we're going to continue to see those feels like temps ranging between around 95 to 96 when you factor in that humidity, with those southeast winds at 5 to 8 miles an hour. So definitely want to practice those heat safety measures and stay hydrated if you do have to spend time some outdoors, especially with those recovery efforts. Marcelino?
Chris, thank you. Right now, it's all about relief and restoration after Thursday's powerful windstorm killed at least 7 people, damaged homes, schools, and businesses, and left hundreds of thousands of people without electricity. We have a big update, though, from CenterPoint. By the end of the night tonight, CenterPoint expects to have power restored to about 80% of its customers. That's great news. Right now, the number of customers in the dark is just over 352,000. That's down from more than 920,000 on Thursday night. They hope to have almost everyone back up by the end of the day Wednesday. Right now, you can go to CenterPoint's website to see when the estimated time of power restoration is for your area. But right now, the Houston Heights Tower is still in the dark. Seniors and people with mobility issues primarily live there, and living without power, as you can imagine, in the heat is getting to be unbearable and dangerous. Katira Winfrey is live there to explain what's being done to help. Katira, can you tell if the power is still off for them right now?
Marcelino, I just spoke to a resident who was standing outside, and the power is indeed still off. And he says, depending on which floor you're living, at night, it doesn't get any better. It's still hot. Now, many of the people who live here are low income, so finding somewhere else to go is highly unlikely. Now, KHOU spoke to one resident yesterday who says this whole thing has been awful. Roughly 230 people live inside their own units inside this facility, but they have been forced to try to find comfort on the first floor to try to keep cool. Others have opened windows to try to let in a breeze as they prepare for another day without power. The issue was reported to local leaders, including City Councilor Abby Kamen and Fire Chief Sam Pena. Volunteers provided a warm meal, water, and other essentials, but that's only temporary. Residents say they hope their power is restored soon.
You can't stay up there. You have to come down, and there's a breeze down here. You can always find a cool spot.
This is absolutely unacceptable. I'm extremely concerned for the welfare of our residents.
And the facility does have a generator, but right now it's only providing power to keep the water flowing through the building and to keep the elevators working for the many people who are using wheelchairs. Now, we are waiting to hear back from CenterPoint, but we're also told that more cases of water will be delivered today. Reporting live in the Heights, Katira Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
Hopefully the lights come back on soon there. Katira, thanks so much. We'll check back in with you in about an hour. Right now, many of you have medication that has to be refrigerated, and that's a problem if you don't have power. Here's some tips to keep your medicine from going bad. Remove your medicine from the fridge right now. Place it into an ice chest or small cooler pack with ice, cooling bricks, or cold packs. Use a thermometer to monitor the temp of your medicine to make sure it is safe to use. The temperature should be on the packaging. And finally, avoid freezing your medicine by making sure it does not directly touch the ice. This morning, Houston ISD says by noon today, it will announce which schools will have classes tomorrow. At this hour, power has been restored to nearly 200 campuses, and those schools will be ready for students. But that leaves 77 campuses without power. Yesterday, Superintendent Mike Miles visited Sinclair Elementary. He says it and 3 other schools were significantly damaged, including KHOU, Robinson, and Page elementary schools. Miles says the biggest factor right now is power and replacing refrigerated food.
There's perishables that were lost, milk spoiled, but we have a great nutrition department and they'll be ready to go. They're working the problem right now, and on Monday every kid who comes to school will get breakfast and lunch like always. The portables, right?
HISD says once a campus gets power back, crews are checking the air conditioning system and making sure it has working water. If you need a place to cool off or charge your phone, there will be 5 places open across the Houston area today. The Metropolitan Multi-Service Center at West Gray, the Acres Homes Multi-Service Center, and Sunnyside Health and Multi-Service Center will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Kingwood Community Center and the Woodlands Community Center will open at 10 a.m. There are also 2 ice and water distribution sites today. The MD Anderson Family YMCA will open from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and the Salvation Army on Winfern Road will be open from noon to 4 p.m. Plus, the Office of Commissioner Leslie Briones Precinct 4 will have cooling and charging centers open starting at 10 a.m. You can get cooling, charging, and distribution at the Bayland Community Center on Bissonnet Street. That's until 7 p.m. Cooling and charging at Tracy Gee Community Center on West Center Drive. And there are 2 drive-up distribution centers that will open at 3 p.m. today at the Raddick Community Center on Clay Road and Weekly Community Center on Greenhouse Road in Cypress. We've gotten tons of emails asking about spoiled food after a power outage, especially since many of you have been without it now for 3 days. So we did some research on whether your insurance can cover those costs. The answer? Possibly. According to the Texas Department of Insurance, some homeowners and renters policies will pay up to $500 for spoiled food if the power fails under certain circumstances. So be sure to call your agent or company to ask if your policy will pay. Sometimes there's not a deductible. Also, be sure to take pictures and keep a list of all spoiled food and clean any bad food out of the fridge to prevent further damage. And right now, you can help those affected by the storms and floods here in Texas. Your donation enables the Red Cross to help people recover from these disasters. To make a donation, it's pretty simple. Just point your phone's camera to the QR code there on your screen. Thank you in advance for standing for Houston.